This is Andy Perrault for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by former world champion Johnny Nelson. Johnny, we're a step closer now to Saturday night. How are you feeling now we're getting that little bit closer?
I'm excited for Anthony Joshua. As I said, I came with the original Brat Pack when I came over as Nads, and all the hullabaloo about him coming over to New York and making a statement. I can remember all the noise. Now it's a modern day version of that, and it's all over again. So I can understand the situation Anthony Joshua is in, the excitement of fighting in New York, and he's only human, so he understands it's a big deal. But I also understand he's very professional at what he does, and he'll get a great job done.
You mentioned all of those past experiences that you've had. Have you had any words with AJ just to give him a bit of advice as to how to deal with things?
No, I wouldn't need to. Anthony Joshua is now an accomplished, established heavyweight champion of the world with most of the belts. So if you didn't know what he was doing by now, he's in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I think this now is he knows his big time. He knows his big time, and he accepts that. He owns his position, and I like that about him.
Fighting in America is going to provide different type of pressure to what AJ would have felt previously. You know, fighting at Wembley, Millennium Stadium, a Klitschko fight, etc. All of those different occasions brought different pressures. What's the difference with fighting in America to all of those experiences that AJ's had so far?
There is no difference. Once the bell goes, you can be anywhere in the world. As long as you're capable of blocking it all out, as long as you're capable of ignoring, excuse my French, all the bullshit around outside the ring, there is no difference. And that's the problem what a lot of fighters have. They get sucked into all the bullshit outside, and it affects their performance inside. You can be anywhere in the world. You can be in Timbuktu, you can be in Kinshasa, you could be anywhere. As long as you're focused and professional enough to block it all off, you perform how you'd normally perform. Yes, you'll be distracted a little bit by the bright lights and things like that, but I think AJ is professional enough to be able to run with it.
Is there anything that you've seen in Andy Ruiz Jr. this week that's maybe surprised you? He seems very calm and relaxed. I know there's less pressure on him than what others would have had, especially Jerome Miller, but what has he surprised you with?
He is calm and relaxed because, you know, the art of surprise, that's all he's got. He knows nobody expects him to win, but he knows what he's capable of doing, and if he's a confident individual, he'll go out there and give it his all and hope he can and pull off an upset. You know, and it's a great opportunity for him, for people to know who he is. Realistically, how many casual fans in the UK knew who Ruiz was? You know, and so he's elevated himself, and he'll put himself into a position, if not to win the world title, to contend for it again. Depends on the performance and what he does.
Now, this is AJ's last fight on his DAZN deal. What are your thoughts in regards to, obviously I know Wilder-Ortiz is going to happen next, but do you think that's going to free up the opportunity for AJ to move across to another broadcaster over in the States to potentially aid making that fight?
Yeah, listen, I think he's got great advisors around him. He's no fool. He'll do his job, they'll do their job, and I'm quite sure behind the scenes they've mapped out what they want to do down the line. I'd be surprised if this DAZN deal didn't continue because they're a good setup. They're doing what they're doing it well, and content's been excellent. So I don't think that's a question we have to even worry about.
How much of a significance is that the different American broadcasters that the three main heavyweights in the division are all signed up to in trying to make those fights?
It's been done before, where we've had massive, big fights where fighters have been with different broadcasters. Everything's possible. It just means each fighter has got money behind them to back them up. They're not on the B side. So I actually think it doesn't hinder it that much. If you want to fight big enough, you get it. And I think if this fight is going to happen, you know, it's down to these two to sit down in a room themselves and say, right, I don't care what you say. This is happening.
Now, obviously, Wilder-Ortiz is going to happen next. With regards to AJ, Tyson Fury seems to have his career set out for America for the next 2 or 3 fights. Realistically, that only leaves Dillian Whyte, who, if AJ was to fight, he wouldn't receive as negative a reaction as probably any other heavyweight because everyone wants to see AJ in the best fights now. If the Dillian Whyte fight wasn't to be made, what would be your thoughts then on whoever AJ could fight?
Well, that's the hardest thing, and remember, there's fighters in the top 10 that rightfully deserve that position. Unfortunately, they're not household names, so we'll understand inside the boxing world. Yeah, this guy's he's fought for his position to fight for the world title, but to get a name, to get a character, you've just mentioned all of them. and so it's a case of where's he go, and I'm quite sure they'll find somebody that fits in that position.
Now on Dillian Whyte, Tyson Fury's done another U-turn and come out and said that he doesn't want to face him for the WBC mandatory position. What are your thoughts on that?
I gather it was for the diamond belt, unless it's changed.
Well, it was going to be for the diamond belt and then for a mandatory shot at Deontay Wilder's belt.
You know, it's the politics, or should I say politics of our game that make this so frustrating for the fans. I'm quite sure fighters have their path. I feel sorry for Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte has done everything expected of him to get to this position. He's going to have to be answered eventually, and so time will tell. Time will tell how fights unfold. You know, all of them have got a fight coming up. AJ's got his, Dillian's got his, Fury's got his. Let's see where the roads lead to after that.
What do you make of Fury, Schwartz and Tyson's plan to fight in America for the next 2 or 3 fights?
Why not? Why not? For once he's no longer the opponent. No, for once he's the A side. For once he's in a position of strength and influence. So I get that. Totally get it.
Well, Johnny Nelson, as always, appreciate your time. Thanks for speaking to Boxing Social.
Sweet Ed, lovely.
Cheers, John.